Greetings, 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 royal family. It's Friday. What the Friday? Hey, what the Friday? It's Friday. 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 Welcome back to another episode of the WTF show, the What the Friday show with me, Royal B. Welcome, 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 all new and returning royal family members. All right, so you know what to do. Throughout the broadcast, drop your comments, make sure you are hitting the like button, and also share the video. I don't mind. So we got some things to talk about, right? You guys heard about what's happening with MEG. Who shot MEG? This is like who shot JR, who shot Ghost. What is going on? This has been a mess. Just a pure tea mess. EVELYN LOZADA, she made headlines recently. Yeah, and I'm going to talk about that. Monique, update on her Netflix back and forth, her lawsuit with Netflix, and a couple of other hot topics. All right, so just get comfortable, drop your commentary, like the video, yada, 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 yada. All right, first up, EVELYN LOZADA. She says that Chad Ochocinco Johnson was hands-on with her, if you know what I mean, multiple times during their relationship. So recently, Ochocinco, right, he posted a tweet referring to his arrest back in 2012 when he headbutted EVELYN and was arrested for battery. He was later cut by the Miami Dolphins, and he never played in the NFL ever again. So someone tweeted asking him, like, you know, how do you stay so positive and all that yakety yak good stuff? And he replied, I lost my temper for once in life for 3 seconds, and it cost me a lifetime worth of work. I got it all back, plus some after getting a second chance, and nothing will ever get me out of that happy space again. So EVELYN was not happy about that. EVELYN said that it wasn't the only time that Chad had been hands-on with her, because based on this tweet, Chad made it seem as though, you know, this was a one-time thing. He lost his temper in, you know, a heat of an argument between he and EVELYN, and it cost him everything. Well, EVELYN says, it was not just one time. So when all of this played out, Chad ended up pleading no contest to one charge of domestic battery and was sentenced to 12 months of probation. He was also enrolled in a batterers intervention program, and he was given a no contact order with EVELYN during his probation. So his sentence did not land him in jail. So EVELYN went to her Instagram and she posted a video telling her side of the story. I guess I'm going to play the video. Now, the reason why I started with this story first, y'all, is because it is 5 minutes long. So I want to play the entire video, you know, so you guys know exactly what it is that she said, and then I can give my opinion. So get comfy. You want to hear what EVELYN had to say? Let me, come on, production, cue it up, cue it up. All right, so warning, this is a 5-minute video, but listen to everything that EVELYN is saying, right? So that you can formulate an opinion based off of everything she said. Okay, we're not going to chop and screw this video. All right, like to hear it? Here it go. Here we go. Come on.
Hey, so I wanted to, you know, respond to a few things. A few weeks ago, I was actually going to, you know, discuss certain things and decided not to. But I think today is, you know, the perfect time to address things that are on my heart. You know, I woke up today to you know, Chad's comment, and as much as I told myself that I wasn't going to respond because it's not the first time that he's made this comment, I'm just tired. You know, I'm really, really tired. And for this man to sit up there and say that, you know, he lost his temper for 3 seconds is infuriating to me, you know. And as much as I'm trying to heal from this situation I've been dealing with this shit for years.
Watch
you know,
your mouth.
not only because I'm on a show, just everything is just so public. So, you know, as much as I'm trying to heal from this, it's messages like this, it's tweets or whatever the hell it was that are triggers for me. Okay. And, you know, for this man to say, you know, it was one incident, 3 seconds of his life, he lost everything. And then what happens? It affects, you know, people read this on social media and then are you know, coming at me talking about, oh, you made this man lose his job. It's like, if you're going to speak the truth, I want you to speak the truth as to what the situation was. Okay. It wasn't the first time.
Oh.
It wasn't the first time. And one of the things that I'm always going to do is I'm always going to live in my truth. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's ugly, I'm not going to let anybody take away my fucking truth.
Oh.
Okay? And put this perception out there for a pity party as if you made one mistake, you know? And I'm trying to move on from this, but as a victim, how am I supposed to move on? And I'm not looking for attention. I was at home. I'm minding my own fucking business. And then I have to deal with this. And it's hurtful to me. It's hurtful to me because I know my truth. And I have never discussed anything else that has ever happened other than the incident that people know. Because I always was concerned about his kids and our kids and always having to relive this. But you can't make comments like this and expect for nobody, especially me, that I'm on the other end of this, to feel how I feel. Okay? And then when it comes to, you know, basketball wives, I know that people, you know, tend to connect, you know, my character on this show with what happened to him. And I understand that to a certain degree. You know, I get it. I take full responsibility. I know I'm the one on this show. I'm the one that hasn't been the most positive person. I know I'm the one that has made us look bad. And I'm sorry. And I understand that I didn't always handle things the right way. You know, I am, and I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, and I'm embarrassed sometimes for my family because, like, this is a forever thing, you know. And but the person that I am on Basketball Wives and who I am as a mother and how I've been in my personal relationships, whether it be with Carl or Chad, are two totally different things. And what happened to me that day and other days, I didn't deserve that, because I have always been a good woman. I have always been a great mom. I have always been a great stepmom. And for this man to make that comment today, more than one occasion, I have ignored this several times because I don't want to argue. I want to move on from this situation. Is a trigger for me. And you know, I apologize to just the world and everybody just for not being the most positive person when you were watching the show and sitting in the house and maybe saying certain things, and maybe at the time it was funny and it wasn't. Because of everything that's going on, I know I have to do better. So I apologize for that. And for anyone that is dealing with domestic violence, you don't let nobody, when I tell you, you don't let nobody fucking take away your truth. You don't let nobody make you feel like you're wrong for being honest and speaking up about something that happened to you, okay? Let me be an example, because I refuse to let social media, I refuse to let the world attack me, because I have always been honest about this situation. I have never lied about not one detail as to what happened to me. So I'm going to leave this video here, and I'm sorry that I'm so upset. It's just that this is a lot for me, and I just want to heal, and I just want to move on from this situation. So if we're going to speak about this situation, we could talk about the truth. We could be honest, and we could talk about everything that happened if you really want to discuss it. But if you don't, then don't say nothing.
All right, there you have it. Evelyn has spoken. Thank you for those who listened to the 5 minute and 53-second video. I said it was 5 minutes. I misspoke. My apologies. If you just joined in the chat, welcome to the WTF show. We are talking about Evelyn, who was in the news recently. She went on to Instagram and she posted a video, a 5 minute and 53-second video, talking about what occurred and how Chad Ochocinco posting something on his Twitter in response to a fan triggered her. All right. I am going to ask a question. Do you guys remember on Basketball Wives, right? When Tammy said to Evelyn that Chad had been getting hands-on with her throughout their relationship, and the only reason why that Evelyn is going along with this victim narrative, this is what Tammy was saying, she didn't say it exactly, is because the neighbors saw her and Chad arguing and fighting, and that's why she decided to like say that she was this and she was she got her hands put on her. Y'all remember that? Those were not Tammy's exact words, but she was calling Evelyn out on BS, and said she was one of the people said that, you ruined that man's career. You made it seem like, oh, this was the first time he's ever done this, knowing good and well that's not the case. Evelyn denied that. Evelyn said, no, that's not true. Here it is, Evelyn, in the video that you just heard in its entirety, didn't edit anything. This is straight from her Instagram page, says that she's never lied about this situation. I'm just putting questions out there. I'm going to leave my opinion out of it because I know it's going to come across as very insensitive because I just have my opinions, but I really want to hear what you guys think. Anyway, another question. Remember when OG was reading Evelyn down in the last season of Basketball Wives, right? And she said, Chad Ochocinco wanted me or whatever it is that OG said. And Evelyn said herself that she had reached out to Chad to confirm if he and OG had been in communication. She said that she reached out to Chad and had him send her some text message thread. Remember that? Now, I'm not saying that this tweet that Chad put out in response to a fan asking him how he stays so positive, didn't trigger Evelyn. How did Evelyn find this? Did people send this to her? Or is she always on Chad's social media? She obviously has communication with him if she reached out to him, if that's true, to get text messages about him messing with OG. I don't understand why she would care. When I used to do my Basketball Wives reviews, I said this. I don't understand why Evelyn would care who Chad is talking to or who he talked to if he was, being that, not if, being that he was so hands-on with her. And this was such a detrimental thing that happened in their relationship. They were married and they quickly divorced. But who am I? I'm not judging. I'm just trying to make sense of the situation. Now, I know I was talking to one of my homegirls, and she doesn't care for Evelyn at all. She said that she's tired of Evelyn always making it about her. That I have to agree with. Chad didn't mention your name at all. And it's just like, you got on here and is everything going to be about you, sis? If you want this to go away, why did you even make this video referencing this tweet? See, I said I was going to keep my opinion to myself, right? But, if you want this to go away and you're healing, shouldn't you be healing? Why are you getting on? You're going to leave this video up. Why? What was the reason? What's the purpose? If you're healing, why are you responding to something that Chad didn't mention your name? Chad said he made a 3-second decision and it cost him everything. And he took responsibility for what he did. Make sure you drop in your comments. Let's move along. Carly Red. This is according to the Jasmine brand. They're exclusively reporting that Carly Red from Love and Hip Hop is opening a restaurant in Atlanta. So she has her sights set on opening her own restaurant. This is according to sources. This is being exclusively reported again by the Jasmine brand. I love their publication. So earlier this year, there was a chef by the name of Darius Williams. He's a YouTube chef. He closed his College Park area restaurant called the South Crab Atlanta. So sources are telling the Jasmine brand that Soul Crab's owner, that location, will reportedly be Carly Red's new restaurant location. So tentatively, it's titled Red, REDD Fusions. That sounds nice. So Carly Red basically will be joining all of her other castmates, or most of her other castmates, on Love and Hip Hop in the restaurant business. Remember Benzino? He opened up Benzino's Crab Trap back in 2015. Is that still open? That played out on Love and Hip Hop years ago. K. Michelle, she owns the Pearl Restaurant and Lounge. Very nice decor. Okay, that played out on the show as well. And Kurt and Rashida, of course, they opened up Frost Bistro last year. So I wonder if these businesses, these restaurants, are all in the same vicinity. Like, are they all on the same block in the 2-mile radius? Do you guys know if like Frost Bistro and K. Michelle's the Pearl Restaurant and Benzino's Crab Trap, are they all in the same area of Atlanta? I know some of my viewers are from Georgia. So you Georgia peaches, get in the comments and let me know, like, how close are these restaurants to one another? That's a lot. Is it a good idea to open up a restaurant now in the midst of a pandemic? I don't know. Maybe property is cheap? Well, congratulations either way, Carly. I mean, she's been doing her thing. She's like owns a music studio. She got like a record company of sorts. She has her adult toy line. She's a sex therapist. I'm not mad at you, Carly. Get that money, and best of luck to your new restaurant. Moving along. Are you guys hitting the like button? Are you dropping your comments? Or are you being shy? Come on out the bushes, interact with us. We have fun over here. Moving along. So you guys know all that's going on with Nick Cannon, right? I did talk about Nick Cannon on the Morning Boogie Morning Show. I think it was Wednesday. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, usually 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, I drop a video just bringing some hot topics early in the morning, right? So I did discuss Nick Cannon being let go from Viacom. Viacom has decided to sever ties with Nick Cannon because they claim that he made some derogatory comments against a group of people, a specific group of people, right? Well, Nick Cannon recently apologized. Like, this story has been updated. Every hour there's like an update. So in the midst, before he even apologized, in the midst of all of this chaos that's been going on, Diddy, yes, P. Diddy, take that, Combs, okay? He invited Nick Cannon over to Revolt TV. So he tweeted his support for Nick Cannon, seeming to offer him a job with his cable network, Revolt TV, saying, "We are for our people first." This was the tweet under Combs's Twitter name, Diddy. He asked Cannon, come on home. So the tweet reads, at Nick Cannon, "Come home to at Revolt TV, truly black owned. We got your back and love you and what you have done for the culture. We are for our people first. For us, by us. Let's go." No. No. Nick, if you are going to leave or whatever, I think you should tie up some loose ends. Nick he did apologize recently. He had a long apology on his Facebook page. My gosh, he was like quoting Malcolm X. He had a long list of things to say. Now, although he apologized for how people felt about his statements, okay, fine. People have their opinions about him apologizing. I'm not even going to get into that. That has to be a separate video. But Nick is basically letting it be known, I want my ownership of Wild 'N Out, the Wild 'N Out brand. I created that. That's my intellectual property. That's my brand. So he's fine, I guess. Look, you wanna sever ties with me, cool, but give me Wild 'N Out. And I'm curious to see how that is going to play out, because Nick did build that Wild and Out brand. That's his brand, regardless if he had, well, he obviously didn't have 100% ownership of that brand, but we can't deny that that's not his. He created that, right? Is it going to be a fight for him to have 100% ownership of his Wild and Out brand? Because if he gets 100% ownership of that, of course, he can go to Revolt, he can go anywhere, you know what I'm saying? And he can just continue on business as usual. But if he does not, imagine what Wild and Out is going to be. I saw a picture posted on Twitter. I should have taken a screenshot and posted it, where it had the Wild and Out symbol and Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest was the host. They said that, man, if Nick doesn't get Wild and Out, they are going to change it up considerably. If that happens, the brand is just going to crash and burn. I do think that he should be given full 100% total ownership of his intellectual property. Why not? That will say a lot about Viacom if you decide not to give him what he created. Both Viacom and Nick have made buku dough off that brand, right? If Viacom decides not to give him his property, his intellectual property, that is going to speak volumes about this entity by the name of Viacom. Give him what's his, right? Give him what's his. So drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. I probably will do a separate video about Nick apologizing for how his comments made people feel. And he also said that he is working with a rabbi, I think it is. I don't remember the rabbi's name. And this rabbi is helping him become more educated. Drop your comments below. Just keep them respectful, please. No profanity in the chizat. All right, let's move along. Now, I've been keeping up with this Monique's lawsuit against Netflix. So it is moving forward. So I have reported on this this is probably the third time. So the U.S. District Court Judge Andre Biorte Jr. rejected a motion to dismiss Monique's lawsuit against the streaming company. So she filed a lawsuit, Monique, Auntie Mo, hey, my loves, my sweet babies. She filed a lawsuit against Netflix back in November 2019 for racial and gender discrimination after she was offered $500,000 for a comedy special. Monique argued, right? This is the whole basis of her lawsuit. Pretty much. She argued that her male contemporaries such as Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle were allegedly offered $40 and $60 million respectively. Female comedian Amy Schumer was allegedly offered $11 million initially, and then later Amy's pay was boosted to $13 million. So Judge Andre ruled in favor of Monique, stating that, this is what the judge had to say, Monique plausibly alleges that after she spoke out and called her initial offer discriminatory, Netflix retaliated against her by shutting down its standard practice of negotiating in good faith that typically results in increased monetary compensation beyond the, quote, opening offer, and denying her increased compensation as a result. Accordingly, plaintiff has sufficiently alleged that Netflix's alleged failure to negotiate and increase her opening offer by straying from its standard practice are employment actions that are reasonably likely to adversely and materially affect an employee's opportunity for advancement in her career. In a nutshell, you retaliated against her. You shut down the offer. You did not offer any sort of negotiation. You didn't come to the table and sit with Monique. So Monique was able to prove that. She was able to prove, hey, Netflix offered her $500,000. Monique wanted to negotiate. They said, we ain't negotiating. We shutting down the offer. So the judge feels that Monique proved that. This is why the case is moving forward. So the judge goes on to say, the court notes that Monique raises a novel theory here, namely that an employer's failure to negotiate an opening offer in good faith, consistent with its alleged customary practice, which typically leads to increased compensation, constitutes an adverse employment action for purposes of retaliation of a retaliation claim. So while Netflix argues that the novelty of Monique's claim and the absence of on-point legal authority for it should bar her retaliation claims outright, the court disagrees. So Netflix tried to stop Monique from moving forward with this, saying that they did not shut down this offer. They tried to negotiate with her. She didn't want to negotiate, and it's all Monique's fault. Judge says, no. She was able to prove that you did not want to come to the table to negotiate with her after you made an initial offer, and she proved that you guys did shut it down. So this lawsuit is moving forward. So Monique's lawyer was pleased with the ruling, and Monique's lawyer David says, today's ruling is an important victory for Hollywood talent who, just like all other workers, need protections against retaliation if they raise concerns about pay discrimination during the hiring process. Employers in the entertainment industry need to take pay discrimination concerns seriously, fix them if the concerns have merit, and never retaliate against those who have the courage to speak up about equal pay. Now listen, man, if Monique wins this lawsuit, that is going to be huge for black women, black people as a whole, women, black women in particular, going forward, because now a lot of these streaming services, Netflix in particular, they're going to have to dot their I's and cross their T's when it comes to offering monetary compensation for any business endeavors, TV shows, specials, and things like that. So I am really wishing Monique luck. And you know what's crazy? All of the people who were telling her to pipe down and just take what you get. And I remember Leonard McKelvey, aka Charlemagne, when Monique was on The Breakfast Club. Charlemagne's point was Monique hasn't been out in a long time. Monique hadn't had a body of work out for a very long time, for years. Like, she left Hollywood, you know, she wanted to raise her kids. She was dealing with whatever she was dealing with. Why should she come back now and be offered what Amy Schumer has been offered? And I kind of think that I understood what Charlemagne was trying to say, but I kind of think that Charlemagne was being insensitive and trying to tell Monique what her worth is, when Monique knows what her worth is. You know what I mean? This is a Academy Award winning actress. Even if she won the Academy Award for one movie, it doesn't matter. So I'm glad that Monique fought the good fight, and this could potentially be, this is already huge for a lot of women coming behind her. Like she said, you know, she's doing this for the young sisters, the young women, her sweet babies that are coming in the game after her. So she's making some headway. You know, Byron Allen was dealing with lawsuits as it pertains to the media, and he wasn't so lucky. So I know he's going through the appeals process right now. So that's a big deal. So, you know, Monique is a brave woman. And even though people were telling her to hush, and I understand, you know, we may not like that, but I understand what some people who were in opposition with her point of view were trying to say, like Steve Harvey. Yeah, I don't really care for Steve Harvey, but I'm just saying I respect him and I respect what he does. But I didn't like the way he told Monique that on his show, but I understand what he was saying. But see, that's his fight. He still has to remember that he is a man. Monique is a woman, a woman. And we already know that there are disparities as it pertains to sex. You know, there's discrimination, there's differences. Okay, we there's nothing to debate about that. It's evident. Anyway, good luck to Auntie Monique. And Monique, all of your sweet babies and your precious loves will be wishing you well. Yeah. All right, are you guys hitting the like button? Make sure you're hitting the like button. Please like the video. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you're dropping your comments. You can disagree. Just make sure you disagree respectfully. And if you're watching the replay, drop your comments. I greatly appreciate it. All right. Tory Lanez and Megan story. This story just keeps growing and growing and growing. The good news is that Megan was treated at a hospital. She did have bullets removed from her foot. That's not good news, but the good news is that she is okay. She didn't, have any life-threatening injuries. And she's alive and well to tell her story, no matter how many versions of the story there is. So you guys already know I talked about this too, but there's an update. This is according to TMZ, right? This is not me. Everything is alleged in this story. Even TMZ put allegedly in their story. So TMZ recently reported Tory Lanez allegedly opened fire on Megan Thee Stallion early Sunday morning after arguing with her and her friend. This is according to sources directly connected to the investigation. So TMZ says that they were told the argument started after the group left a Hollywood Hills party together in the chauffeur-driven SUV. Let's pause for a second. Chauffeur-driven? I'm confused because when this first came out, didn't the story go, they pulled over the SUV and it was Tory's SUV and they found a bang bang under the seat of Tory's SUV. Now there's a chauffeur involved? What's next? A puppy? Was her dog there? Was 4? Megan got her little dog 4. Was 4 there too? This is like the ghetto version of Clue. The game Clue is like, who shot Meg in the foot in the SUV? Like, there's a chauffeur now? Anyway, again, this is a TMZ article. Together in the chauffeur-driven SUV, and at some point, Megan and her friend Kelsey Nicole wanted out of the vehicle. TMZ's sources say Tory opened fire from inside the vehicle and allegedly hit Meg in the feet twice. TMZ broke the story. LAPD pulled over Tory. TMZ reported that they pulled over Tory's ride a short time later. So a chauffeur driven? This doesn't make any sense to me, y'all. Megan's feet were clearly bleeding on the sidewalk as she followed police instruction to exit the vehicle. Now, again, I don't know if you guys remember me telling you that I'm getting familiarized with this program that I use. And the minute that I figure out how to incorporate video in here, I am. But until then, if you guys don't know, on TMZ's site, and I think the Neighborhood Talk has it as well, if you look on their Twitter page or their Instagram page, there's a video showing the black truck. Tory, he's on the floor, on his stomach, arms spread out, legs spread out. Meg is getting out the back seat of the car. I think she's getting out the back or the front. I'm not even sure. And you see her with her hands up. She must have been, what did she even have on? Was she in a string bikini? Because you can see that TMZ is blurring out her backside and blurring out like her chest area. And you can see her walking backwards. The police are telling her to walk backwards. They're in the middle of the street. And you can see her kind of hopping. And with each step, there's blood stains. She gets on the sidewalk. Then her friend is asked to get out the car. She's frustrated and she's backing up and she's laying on the ground. They're telling her to spread her arms out and spread. And it's because I guess they heard shots ringing out not too far away from whatever house she was at. It's just one big cluster bleep of foolishness. Tory was arrested for possession of a concealed weapon. As for why he hasn't been booked for the alleged shooting, we don't know. Sources connected to Tory say there are mitigating circumstances based on what TMZ knows. They believe that he's going to say that it was an accidental shooting. Also, the initial report to cops was someone had fired a bang bang into the air, not at someone. Megan initially told police she had cut her feet on glass. But remember, she's the victim in this case. and police has listed her as victim. That's what I read at first time. Oh, gosh. TMZ says that it's entirely possible she felt intimidated as an alleged domestic violence victim. There's also another complication. Witnesses are not cooperating with police up to this point. So according to law enforcement sources, and without witnesses who are willing to testify, it might be hard to prove the case against Tory. So nobody's talking. But somebody's talking, because there was a chauffeur in the car. Like, where are all these pieces to the story coming from? There's supposed to be cell phone footage of this situation. Police have been notified. So somebody's talking to the press. So law enforcement told TMZ that they have not seen any cell phone footage. Witnesses are being difficult, but obviously if they do see it, it could definitely change the course of the case for sure. My theory, just a theory, because everybody has them, right? Tell me what your opinions are. But my theory is they were riding around with the bangity bang. They were inebriated. An argument could have broken out. And the cops were following them because they were running away from whatever it was that happened. You know, bang, bang. They said 4 shots were heard in the area where they were partying and drinking, the house that they were at, Kanye West's in-laws or wherever they were, right? So Tory could have been trying to get up out of there. You know what I mean? They probably were in the car like, what's going on? Everybody's drunk. The cops are following him. He probably wanted to put the bang bang under the seat because they said that's where they found it. They found it under the seat, the first story. And could have accidentally went off and hit her in her. But 2 times though? But old girl says she cut her foot on glass. Now we know that that's not the case. She didn't go to the hospital in an ambulance. This could be just all one big lie. None of it makes sense. We don't know which one is the truth. We don't know which one is the lie. And I understand we don't have to know anything, but there are people who like Meg. They're concerned. Other people are just nosy because they want to know. Nothing wrong with either of the two, but it's just weird. It's really all weird. I'm not going to believe that he did this intentionally without any proof, because those are some serious allegations. This man is hit with a felony charge for having the weapon. Didn't he just get out of jail like 2 years ago? So he probably was on probation if they hit him with a felony charge. I don't live in California. So if you live out on the West Coast in Cali, if they catch you one time with a bang bang, is that automatically a felony? You know, was he on probation? I don't know. So can't they take fingerprints of it to see who had it? Could have been under the seat and it went off because they were running from the cop. They were driving fast. They were trying to get the heck out of Dodge, and it could have, I don't know. This is wild. This is so wild. But I do notice that there is no mention of Kanye West's in-laws, even though that's where Tory and Meg were, at one of Kanye West's sister-in-law's house. That was all over Instagram, but there's no mention. This is weird. And it's interesting that TMZ, I paused for a reason, every 5 minutes, the story is being changed and updated. I had no idea that there was a chauffeur in the car. Why wasn't the chauffeur on the ground in the video? Where was the chauffeur at? Did he run? First, it was Tory driving the car. Now the car, they were being chauffeured around. So where was Meg? Meg was in the front. And where was Tory? He was in the back? The chauffeur was driving, right? Where the chauffeur at? I don't know. Yo, this is like a ghetto version of the board game Clue. This is exactly what this reminds me of. But again, not trying to make light of the situation, but I am glad that Meg is okay. And she stated in a statement on her Instagram that someone was intentionally trying to harm her. Girl, what is going on? And you know what? She probably doesn't want to say what happened because she's scared. Like, Listen, man, we never know what's going on behind the veils of celebrity, and I am not knocking her. She's gonna do whatever she feels. She's gonna do whatever she feels is in her best interest. She's probably terrified. She was in a car. She know what happened. Duh, right? So she's not gonna talk because she's afraid. Afraid of what? We don't know. So I don't know. And all of a sudden now there's cell phone footage. Like the story just keeps growing legs. Man, you got to watch the company you keep. I know it's easier said than done, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bit nervous for Meg, man. What's going on? Like something, this is deeper beyond like the surface of, oh, there was a pow in the car. There wasn't. They was arguing. They were going together. They were arguing. He put his hands on. I think it's much deeper than that. It's much deeper than that because this story is changing way too much. And I wonder, by the time this video comes out, by the time you guys are seeing this video, what's the story gonna be? I don't know, Meg. I think you need to go off the grid for a minute, man, because it seems like there was a plan set in motion. I could be wrong. I could be reaching, being dramatic, and the plan didn't go according to plan. And baby, because when I saw her hopping out that truck, I was like, is she bleeding? Royal family, this concludes this episode of the WTF show. Every Friday, I come through and just gather some hot topics and some situations that pique my interest and that I want to share with you guys, and compile it into a video and, bring you a segment, the WTF show. We here every Friday, get into it. So be sure to like the video if you liked it. If you're watching the replay, drop your comments, share your thought. Please keep all comments respectful. No profanity in the chat and also, or in the comment section, and also no obscene terms. Just, you could throw your fun shade. You could throw your shade. You could disagree with me till the cows come home. You just keep it cute. Okay. Just keep it as cute as you can. So I am signing off. Thank you for those of you who joined the live broadcast. This is pre-recorded. Geez, we're going on 41 minutes. So those of you who rocked out with me to the end, I don't have a question of the day. That's usually for the morning boogie. For those of you who are new here, every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I drop a morning boogie video. This early morning little segment. Got reviews up, Greenleaf review. That's already up. So show that some love if you watch Greenleaf. And there's a lot of things to choose from. Lot of content. This iced coffee got me wired, y'all. You have no idea. Too much sugar and too much caffeine is never good. So I'm about to go crash. So I hope you guys have a happy Friday, and I thank you for the love and the support. Welcome to the new subscribers, to my regular subscribers. I'm always going to say it for holding it down. Shout out to y'all. The royal family is growing. We are around the corner. We down the street, a New York block from 6,000 subscribers, y'all. 6,000. And all of you who viewed the Sweetie Pies video with Tim and Miss Robbie, that's my highest viewed video to date. Thank you so much for your comments, for your support. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. I'm just looking forward to growing with you guys and just having some fun, man. My channel is all about sharing your opinions, reviewing TV shows, talking about what's going on in the blogs, just keeping it light. You know what I'm saying? No drama, none of that extra yang stuff. It's the sugar, y'all. I'm signing off. Have a splendid weekend. I'll be back for something, so make sure those notifications are on. Until next time, folks. Peace.